Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're actually going to talk a little bit about why the lack of lead generation will actually slowly kill your business. And this is deeper than just marketing. So, if you are making anywhere between zero to $10,000 per month right now in your business, this is not just something that you should take lightly. I wish this is something that I actually knew and focused on earlier in my business. And so you may be at a point where you're investing into others' mythologies, you're investing into other success, you may even be investing in others' beliefs. And at this point, when you're just getting started, you are not really focused on lead generation. You may not even understand the importance of having a consistent lead generation process and how doing this actually adds to your success of your business and having consistent, predictable sales. And so, if you were anything like me, I was signing up for coaches and consultants in the beginning and because I thought that I was doing my due diligence, right? They were saying that they were marketing gurus. They had all of these different mythologies that they were able to share, but and they had results. So, I won't say I was scammed or anything, but when you are getting started or you don't have the language of the problem that you're actually facing at that point of lead generation or at that point of your revenue, you can think it's a plethora of problems, but really it's not. And so I really wish I wish that I would have found, because I'm sure they may have been talking about it. Maybe they just didn't come across my For You page or didn't come across my Explore page. However, someone that was able to break down and make simple the necessity of lead generation. I wish someone would have walked me through the process because it's so necessary. So if you are just joining me and you're not familiar with who I am, welcome. My name is Shayna. I am the founder of Catalyst Consulting, and we are a coaching and consulting company. We focus on helping ambitious entrepreneurs scale and start. And we really help them nail in and scale from that $5,000 mark to that $100,000 mark plus and beyond. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that, right? The importance of lead generation. I really wish I had someone to walk me through the process because when you're just getting started, you don't know what you don't know. And so, especially if you're entering into the online space, it's totally different. If you know my background, my first business, I was actually had a novelty company, and that was mostly product sales. So it's product sales and entertainment. I use entertainment and parties to sell products. And so that was a totally different model than entering into the infopreneur, online information space, educational space, and coaching and consulting. Totally two different business models. So I had to, and even furthermore, coming from corporate, where I actually transitioned into working with CEOs and business owners and entrepreneurs, I had a lot of wealth of experience, but how understanding how to bridge that and bring it together was something that took time. And so I was really looking for mentorship. I was looking for coaching and consulting. However, I the if and to be honest, you're buying their product. Their product is probably not lead generation. That probably a lot of people don't understand that when you're thinking about marketing and sales, in order to have that consistent, predictable ability, you first have to have some way where your ideal client is able to identify where you are, who you are, and what you have to offer. And so having that, if I would have had the opportunity to be walked that process early on, then I would have been able to actually scale my business quicker. But hey, hopefully, and this is why I'm sharing this episode because hopefully you hearing this, it's in you're doing all the things. You may be marketing, and so you may think like marketing is the issue. However, and it's only because you're marketing consistently, but maybe you hear crickets. You're not having the prospects in your DM. You're not having people messaging you or reaching out to you for your service. Or you may think that you're having a sales problem because you are getting leads or you're getting clients, but it's just sporadically. Or you're having this feast and famine. But what if no one just know, like, what if it's not so much about the marketing or the sales? What if no one just knows who you are or what you sell and what you have to offer, and then how that problem that they're facing, you actually can help them. And it has nothing to do with your messaging, nothing to do with your marketing, and it has a lot to do with your visibility. And so when I first got started in the online space, and the coach that I invested in was heavy on selling organic marketing. Okay, so organic marketing. One thing that she was great at what she does. She had a background in engineering, so she was able to kind of tell you how to like actually leverage your mind so that you are able to operate your business like a machine. And so, meaning what you put into it, it was predictable. And then, therefore, the predictability of putting in should then result in a specific outcome. It's very similar to baking a cake. You have the instructions on the back of the box, you mix all of the things, you bake it at the right temperature, and then you should have that cake that they picture on the box that they marketed you to sell. However, it's a very organic marketing is a very long game. It's great, right? It's a way to build authentic community, authentic results, and it's ability for you to connect with those that are in alignment of not just what you have to offer, but also your core values. Because I believe when you're working with someone, you're not just working with them to get that result, but you also have to be able to connect and be in alignment with the person that you're working with. And a lot of that lies within those core values and the beliefs of how and what they do. And one example to give to make this clear is if I'm telling you to make your first $10,000 month in your business is going to consist of you working 80 hours a week. That may be in misalignment of your core values. There may be another person that says, actually, I can get you to your first 10K month, but you only have to put in 8 hours for the month. That may be more in alignment. Why? Because maybe the time that you have to invest, you want to actually jump the line, and some people are okay with slow progress. So neither one is good or bad, but organic marketing is a long term time, gain. And so therefore you have to, in order for you to build trust, you have to be visible. In order for you to build trust, you have to, the client that you're looking to reach or support has to know what you have to offer. They have to know that you are the answer to their problem. And so it's hard in the beginning if you're just doing organic marketing. Furthermore, hard if you're doing organic marketing and you're selling at low ticket, right? Meaning something that is maybe $20. As I shared my story where I started, that was a long game. I'm already playing a long game with the marketing because it's organic. But then furthermore, now I'm only selling $20. So I put in work and energy and time and investment to get $20 at the end. It's like I made that pivot to just do the same work to have higher ticket clients. So, whether or not your offer is great or someone actually knows that you have something that can help them, if they don't know that, right? If you don't have that visibility, if they don't know where to find you, how to connect with you, how to buy from you, it's going to be difficult for them to do so. And so we actually created a program, and this is something that we help our clients with bridge this gap to understand the importance and actually have a signature system in place that allows them to get leads and allows them to generate leads consistency within their business. And this is the same system I use that allows me to generate an average of 50 leads per week minimum. And this is by allowing me to operate in my genius with ease. It's allowing me to attract and not chase. And it allows me to have simple strategies in place that assist me, but then also allow me to have that visibility and organic connection with my clients. And so, in order for you, I want to share these three steps with you to kind of think about and to kind of go back and reassess. And so, if you are anywhere hovering between that 5 to 100K mark, lead generation is something that should be priority to you. Before you have create the offer, before you're selling the offer, before you're creating a community, you need to know that the offer makes sense and the positioning and the pricing makes sense to the client, not you, because you're not your client. You're not buying your service. And so we spend a lot of times with actually these 3 points. And one is we want to actually research the pain points and all of the ideal client, right? Not what you perceive, but actually take time to do some market research, to talk to people, to connect with people, to see Where are they struggling? What is the gap? Because when we begin to sell, whether that's online, whether it's organically or ads, whatever your way of selling or marketing may be of choice, we still need to make sure that we have these things clear. Because if we're not speaking to that client, right, someone like you who do the work, who understand what it takes, but not quite have like a signature system in place to make things easy for you. We have to do some of that research. And after you do the research to actually identify the person that you're speaking directly to, we kind of what we have coined is that small circle selling. Small circle selling allows you to invite those clients into a call, right? Into the call or into an event that specifically speaks to them about how you can help them. It allows you to kind of assess where they are. What are they looking for in the market to solve what particular problems that they may be facing at this time of their life? Because sometimes we may market to our ideal client, but they haven't graduated yet. You may be a couple of steps ahead. So if your language is not in alignment to identify where they are, you're also going to miss it. We can do this also by using, and a lot that I use as well, are interest questions to generate interest before you build something and actually begin to invest in it. If you're able to use this concept of interest questions or interest first, it allows you to see if what you're getting ready to offer and or sell, there's a buyer for it. A lot of times I have my clients, they have offers that they've created, amazing offers. However, if no one, we have to look at the data to see what your client is buying at what price point, because sometimes we can offer things that our client are not, they're not ready for, or they don't see the value in investing. And so with doing it with proposing interest questions to build interest and or to assess interest is a very wise strategy. It allows you to not build before you sell, because if you're investing in a product or service, you've put in all the bells and whistles, but then no one buys it. That can really be hard for you. That can probably even stop your, your motivation or idea, or think that you're doing something wrong with, which actually is just like your client was not either ready for, or they didn't see the value in buying. These are just three things that I wanted to propose. And these are the three things that we actually walk our clients through. And so I want to invite you in to join us, or to just see if we're able to connect and support you with creating your signature systems. And so if you are that entrepreneur that's providing a service right now, and you are kind of hovering between five to $100,000 of in revenue, we want to be able to kind of connect with you so that we can actually double that. And there's been clients with just taking these simple steps to create their signature systems. They've actually been able to 10 times their revenue in small amounts of time with this proper system in place and with the proper leveraging and positioning. So I want to invite you to kind of connect with me. You can connect with me by clicking the link in our comments, and then we would love to hear more from you. If I've missed anything that you would like to add, furthermore, about how lead generation has changed your business, or how some strategies you've used for lead generation, because we do not proclaim to know them all. These are just a few things that we use to leverage and properly position lead generation to bring in consistent leads within your company. And even if you want to talk a little bit about that, you don't have to commit to our signature system program. But what you can do is just book a free 15-minute consultation with us, and this will allow us to connect with you as well. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon or today, whenever you're going to watch this video. I hope this was able to help you. I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Bye.